he supports my values. I like to be racist. Welcome. So, in case you don't know, this is What's Next, and I'm Halo Eating Gray. I want to talk about like some non-American people. Owen Ovadoz. So if you are into K-pop, K-hip-hop, Korean stuff, Korean culture, which I do talk about on this channel, so if you watch my videos, that may very well be the case for you, especially if you're Black and you're into those things, might even be more appealing to you. My videos, you should check them all out. There's like 7 or 8 of them, and they're growing in number. So anyways, he's a rapper. I know 2 songs of his, but I guess he has a lot more. I just don't really know him that well. But he is on a song with PH1 and Palo Alto, and I happen to love that song. And he is also on this other song that I found on the internet randomly. No, it was on my music streaming app. So anyways, so his definition, it's like textbook. I mean, he made all the mistakes, okay? So basically people are like, are you going to speak on, everything that's going on? This was at the beginning when the protests started, and, Blackout Tuesday, like right before that and everything. And after that, so this was all around that time. So I guess people were hitting him up like, are you going to speak? Because like, you got to think about it. You are doing hip hop. Hip hop is Black music. It's a very big part of Black culture. And you rapping. So you're clearly heavily influenced by Black culture, which also then means that a subset of your fan group, like the people who support your career, are Black. Okay, so yeah, when Black issues arise, when issues that affect us arise, there's people like, hey, you gonna speak on it? And then on top of that, Jay Park, came out in support of Black Lives Matter, PH1, Palo Alto, all of Higher Music, all of, there was even like companies, BTS donated like $1 million. Another group whose name I'm not going to mention because I don't like them, but they came out in support, and individually some of the members donated like thousands of dollars all on their own. So that's good. Even the Army, even just BTS fans was like, we need to pull together, and they raised a bunch of money too. $1 million, $2 million. I don't know. Put that towards a college fund. Okay. Anyway, so even more so that made people feel like, okay, at this point, this protest is going around the world. It's all over the country. And it's definitely not just Black people at this point protesting. And you're someone who's doing Black music, even if you're doing it for Koreans or whatever, or even if you're, mixing this with Korean music, like, you're expecting something. Now, I don't really agree with expecting something. I don't think you should. I mean, like I think I mentioned previously that there were artists that I listened to that, as far as I know, they never said anything about it, which I'm fine because I wasn't really looking for them to. But yeah, people were coming at him like, you won't speak up. What? And so I guess he got frustrated and was like, why do I have to say anything? I don't care about the hashtag whatever challenge. Talking about hashtag justice for George, justice for Floyd, hashtag Black Lives Matter, all those many hashtags people were using. He said, I don't care about the hashtag whatever challenge. I don't see why I need to say anything about, whatever's going on with Black people, basically. He even said that he was going to just start singing and only stick to singing in Korean. So maybe people don't have the expectation of him, supporting Black people. Yeah. So, people lost it. They really did. I mean, even some of my favorite YouTubers were doing lives like, man, F that dude. Like, they were mad. So he ended up putting up this apology when she was like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't really know the full extent of everything. I just knew that people kept coming at me, asking me, you know, am I going to speak up? Am I going to speak up? And threatening me and this, that, and the third. And I didn't even know what they were talking about. And that's why I said, I don't care about the hashtag whatever challenge. And of course, I support Black Lives Matter. And then he said, I talked to my homies and my homies explained it to me. Okay, everything wrong. Okay, so he so much is wrong. Okay, so I talked about emotional outbursts. This is obviously a very emotional apology. He's clearly angry. I mean, you could tell that he's angry. That's what we're getting here. Well, I was being threatened. I was doing this. And when you do that, like, what do you think? The people who you're apologizing to, oh, I'm sorry for my part in it too. Like, no, they're just going to double down on, like, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you trying to throw the blame elsewhere and then expect me to, you know, accept your apology too? That's why I said it's important to only apologize for your part in things and not address other people's parts. It does not matter if they apologize, they do. If they don't, they don't. Make a mental note and keep it moving, okay? But, like, do not bring it up, okay? So he's saying that he felt threatened and, you know, people were coming at him and he was, oh, I was just angry and that's why I said that. You're giving us an explanation. But one thing that he did that really, really bothered me, that really killed me, okay? He said, I talked to my homies, and my homies explained it to me. Would you say homies when talking to your mom or your sister or a teacher or something? Like, really, there is certain politeness levels. Like, where, if you're apologizing to someone, okay, sincerely apologizing, you are humbling yourself to some extent. You are, because you're asking for forgiveness. You're apologizing for things you did wrong. Whatever. Why would you use slang? Why would you use casual language? And I still am not 100% sure that if he was talking to a Korean audience, that homies would have been used. Okay, so that did not sit well with me, and I don't think it sat well with anybody else either. Okay, so obviously people was like, man, F your apology, because that's what happens. When you give this half-ass apology, this thing that's clearly not sincere, you're emotional, you're giving explanations, you're trying to throw the blame back on the people who you're apologizing for, you're using inappropriate and casual language, people are not going to buy it. People are going to be like, whatever. So then he proceeded to go on and post these like sneak diss type things. Like, he posted something about a Korean holiday and reminding Koreans to, like, stand up for the country and honor their country and blah, blah, blah. And people were like, you need to stop. Like, this is not okay. And of course, the Korean fans were like, no, this is a big Korean holiday. It's like, nah, show me where every year he makes a post about this. He ain't ever posted about that damn holiday ever before, but now he's posting about it is because he's trying to throw shade. Like, nobody missed that, okay? But of course, if you say, no, this is wrong, the Koreans is like, no, this is our holiday. This is, no, not on this post. No, he's being rude. I'm not trying to disrespect your holiday, but he is being rude. And then he made another post about, something about, like, reminding Koreans that come to America or go study abroad that even though, like, they're living over there and they can speak English, like, don't forget that they're Korean. Okay, sure. You know, like, once again, you're being rude. Like, stop playing. You're being rude. And this plays into what he said about this whole thing about how he's just going to start singing. He's going to stop rapping. So he's not expected to talk on Black issues. Yeah. So he did pretty much everything wrong, and including continuing to disrespect the very people who were upset that he hurt. And that's like, I don't know. I mean, like, I want to give a good example. I can't even give a good example of, like, that in another sense, but where would that be okay? Like, where would that be okay to make these, like, sly shots at people? So, anyways, do I think that he will apologize again? Yes, I think he will. currently, last time I checked, all of his social media is gone. Everything's been deleted. It'll be back, I think, and all of that stuff will be gone from it, and he will have an apology that honestly probably isn't written by him and is a lot more sincere. I think he'll apologize because his career, like where he's at in his career, he will take a very serious hit if he does not apologize. Like, even if he just goes, oh, I'm just going to do Korean music, like, there's going to be Koreans that's going to be like, nah, I remember that time he was disrespecting the black people or whatever. And that wasn't the only problem that people had at the time, too. They found him that he had been talking to underage fans, talking about some, let me hit that from the back or something. And that he had talked about wanting to rape white women. Like, I don't think that he can just be like, oh, I'm going to just do Korean music, I'll be okay. Like, no. He's probably not gonna have much of a career. Also, his personal relationships, people are gonna distance themselves from that. It's not something that's just gonna blow over. So think about the next time that, you know, Peach One is doing a song, or Palo Alto's doing a song, or even just hanging out, chilling, kicking it. You think they're gonna want to invite that dude? Like, people will be like, oh, so you still hanging out with him? So you okay with him? The stuff he said about black people, the, you know, how he was acting with Black Lives Matter and hashtag whatever challenge and what he said towards women. Like, it's just going to pile up. So I think if he plans on having a career, that an apology will come. He's not at a place in his career where he could just, you know, not apologize and hope that things will still be the same. So now I want to talk about two different people who, you know, they said some things too, and will they apologize or won't they? Okay, so I guess who should I start with? I guess I'm going to start with Lil Wayne. So Lil Wayne said some stuff about, basically what I got from him is he feels that, you know, they asked him, you know, what he felt about the protesting and all that, and was he in support of it and all that. And he's basically like, he feels like if you're not going to 100% support these people, if it's not just about a protest or whatever in the moment, like these people are going to continue to need support later on down the line, you know, because they still got to live with the loss of their family member. If you're not going to support them in that time, he's like, there's just really no point in like half-assing it, I guess. Okay. I mean, so he just said, so I mean, I ain't getting involved, but I'll pray for him, which is obviously very callous. So will Lil Wayne apologize? Hell no. Why would he apologize? Like, he's not going to apologize. There's no way. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you the main reason why he will never apologize for it. Let me tell you the main number one reason. Because his career has already happened. Like, it's ongoing, yes. But if you never buy another Lil Wayne album, if you never go to another Lil Wayne show, if you don't ever buy any other Lil Wayne merchandise, guess what? He's fine. He gonna be fine. He's fine. His kids fine. His grandkids fine. Like, he is good. Like, you can't make or break him. He's in a position where he can pick and choose who he shows respect to. That is power. Somebody, like I said, like, for like, to contrast between like Owen, right? Owen's not in that position. If he's disrespectful to certain groups, it's going to hurt his career. And if he doesn't like reconcile that, his career could actually be like, take a serious hit and maybe even just not fully realize its potential, or just cease to exist altogether. But that's not the case for Lil Wayne. It doesn't matter. If he disrespects this group of people, or he said disrespectful things about women, he said disrespectful things about whoever, because he doesn't care. Like, he doesn't need to care at this point. Like, he's going to be straight either way, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with him or not. And that's not a justification for anything he says. You can hate it all day. I'm simply saying, if you're expecting an apology for it, it's not coming. Like, it's not at any point going to come. Another reason why someone like Lil Wayne would never apologize is because he's built his career on being unapologetic. It's not the first time he said something messed up. And when has he apologized? why would you expect anything different? Like, of course it's not going to happen. The next person is J.K. Rowling. So J.K. Rowling, she said, if sex isn't real, then same-sex attraction isn't real. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. I know and love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth. She had retweeted, creating a more equal post-COVID-19 world for people who menstruate. And she said, people who menstruate, I'm sure there used to be a word for those people. Someone help me out. Wumbin, Wimpund, Wumud. And people went hard. Okay, people really did come at her hard about this. They were just super offended. Before I kind of like get into what they were saying, I do want to address like whether or not she would ever apologize. No. Why would she apologize? Like, she's another person. Her career is already what it is. You've already watched the Harry Potter movies, read the Harry Potter books. You've already like visited the park. Like, if you have followed her career at all, like, you've already made her career. If you never buy another book from her, if you unfollow her on Twitter, like, it's not about to make or break her. So professionally, no, it doesn't affect her. And also in this case, personally, it will have zero effect. I don't think anybody who's friends with her will stop being friends with her over what she said. So maybe this might not be like the most popular opinion, but one of the reasons why I also believe that she would not apologize and maybe shouldn't is because there was a serious disconnect between how people interpreted what she said versus what she actually said. Like, she was saying that getting rid of this idea of sex being a real concept gets rid of the idea of same-sex attraction. So that would take away lesbians, right? That would erase them. That would take away gay men. That would erase them, right? Because there's no same-sex attraction, so you can't be homosexual, like, right? Nope, that's not a thing, right? So then she said, if it's not real, then you take away the experiences of basically female humans. I just think like people, what they heard when they read what she said, when they read that tweet, what they got from it was that she wants to erase transgender people, that she doesn't feel that transgender women should be considered women. And I mean, I can get that, because she said this whole thing about, people who menstruate and what we might call them. But I don't think that was her intent. I think that was a real disconnect from what she was saying. But she did go on to, express like the disconnect between what she's actually saying versus what people got from it. So she said, the idea that a woman like me, who's been empathetic to trans people for decades, feeling kinship because they're vulnerable in the same way as women, i.e. to male violence, hates trans people because they think sex is real and has lived consequences is nonsense. So I feel like her the first time I read this, it was kind of convoluted. So I just want to clear it up. So she's saying the idea that a woman like her, who is very supportive of trans people, basically, would then hate them simply because she has the belief that sex is real and has lived consequences is ridiculous. Okay. So, I mean, that's it. She highlighted the disconnect there. This idea that all of a sudden she's been supportive and, you know what I'm saying, and found kinship with trans women, all of a sudden she hates them simply because she's saying, but sex is real, and there's things that you go through because you're born a female with female parts, and there's things that you go through because you were born a male with male parts, regardless of whatever else happens. I mean, that's reality. I didn't know that this was something that was controversial. I think we should respect trans women. I think we should respect trans men. And like I said, trans women are women. Transgender men are men. But then she said, I respect every trans person's right to live in a way that feels authentic and comfortable to them. I'd march with you if you were discriminated against on the basis of being trans. At the same time, my life has been shaped by being female. I do not believe it's hateful to say so. So, I mean, that's pretty clear. She's totally respectful of trans people and how they live, and she will defend that with you. At the same time, her being a cisgender woman has affected her life, and that's what she's saying. So I get that. And so in this case, regardless of whether or not you agree with her, there was a very real disconnect between what she was saying and how people felt about it and how people took it. So for her to come out and to say, oh, I'm sorry, wouldn't make sense, because it would come off as if what they're saying she's saying is right. And if she doesn't believe that it's right, it doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? There's no way for her to sincerely apologize. She would have to apologize for something that she doesn't feel that she did. It's going to come off as disingenuous, because obviously she doesn't believe that that's what she said or that's what she did. So I totally get that. Plus, like I said, there's not really any kind of, I guess I would say, incentive for her to apologize. Her career is not going to be harmed. Her personal relationships are not going to be harmed. Whether you like what she said, whether you don't like what she said, there's not really anything in it for her to apologize. And what I want to make clear is that when a person doesn't have some sort of incentive, when celebrities or like CEOs or any kind of public figure doesn't have a real incentive to apologize, you're probably not going to get one. That's just reality. Even when they're dead ass wrong. Stay strong. Keep going. Stay healthy. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe to what's next. Share this video with anybody you think that might like it. And what's next?